Another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr-Magazine.
And it's BOLOs Saturday. Everybody's favorite thing to do every Saturday. We tell you, we have a lot of good sales this past week. Whoa, we are loaded up today. We give you the sales highlights of the last week over on eBay. Give you a little what and where and why and how. And Mr. Magazine, you begin doing the what, where, why, how.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to put this up behind you.
Good idea. This is a Fleer Ultra X-Men binder with a bunch of mishmash. 36 master prints, 36 boink, I don't know what that is, street caps and more. So, bought a collection of like binders with sets and stuff in it like a year or two ago.
This was just the extras.
This was sitting around. I gave it to this one guy who'll list anything. And I said, just list this. I didn't even know it was in it till it sold. But there's like, okay, those are the masterworks. But then at the end, there's like just random cards of all, just like mishmash stuff. But again, it sold for $58.89, so I'm not arguing at all.
But you know what the most amazing thing about that?
What's that?
5 bits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they probably want it for the binder and the master prints, but there was a lot of other miscellaneous stuff that had nothing to do with X-Men, so they probably bought it just for that anyways, and it's a free bonus I guess.
For 'em,
but
yeah.
All right, let's see what's up next. All right, this here is a 1970 Topps football near complete set. 1 through 263. It was missing the OJ card. There was some rough cards in there. I took a low offer of $250. The reason is, one, I built this pretty much myself. Didn't have a lot of money into it, and I still got a couple more sets I can put together. Better condition with more complete OJ and so forth.
That's still a lot of money for it, isn't it? And good to VG.
Yeah,
it's $1 a card.
$1 a card, yeah, but there are some stars. I think the Namath was pretty rough on it, but again, if you're looking to fill in sets or something, $1 a card. Not too bad. It's not missing a lot in the set, so I think that's part. Missing 3 cards, so it's near complete. But again, hey, next time I'll sell you a couple.
I've got that. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. WCW Wrestling Tag Team, Harlem Heat, Booker T, and Stevie Ray. This went for $85. But if you see any wrestling, older wrestling, boxed or loose, grab it anyways, because these you could probably sell the 2 loose for $50.
Really?
Yeah, it's obviously nice. They gotta be in nice shape, but still. I've been picking up a lot of wrestling 80s and 90s toys lately, and I'm just stockpiling right now because they don't, my dad would say, they don't get old. They don't spoil. If you don't list them now, they'll still sell 5 years from now.
Now, do you say tag team back again?
I do not, but you do. Yeah. Moving on. Next up, Scarlet Bordeaux. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We're still into that, huh? Scarlet Bordeaux WWE autographed 11x14 photo with JSA COA. If anyone knows, I had JSA come down and they certified hundreds of autographs about a week or so ago, and this was one of them. And again, I got $50 out of it. Can't complain.
Now, what did that cost you to get certified?
So they unfortunately charged me the maximum minimum price is $15. So it's the cheapest base tier. Some people have been knowing them longer, do more. I was supposed to get a rate of $12 per for the cheaper ones, but they didn't have time to do all my items, so I got kind of stiffed and got charged $15.
So you got 15 into
but,
it.
I probably bought it for $5 with hundreds of other photos, so now I got 20 into it. Sold for 50, less the fees. I can't argue with that.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. And again, that's base certification stuff. Next up, who said Victorian trade cards sell for dollars? 1880s, 5x8 Christmas Santa Claus, Ridley and Sons. This one sold for $70. Surprisingly, it sold, a couple weeks after Christmas or 3 weeks after Christmas, whatever it is. But
yeah, and I noticed that too. I had some stronger Christmas sales after Christmas.
Yeah, it's weird, yeah. But who's arguing with that?
Correct.
Last up for me, Avengers number 8, Marvel Comics, 1964, first appearance of Kang the Conqueror.
No, I don't collect Avengers 8s in 1.5 condition, 4.5 condition.
Oh, yeah. No, you collect them in 1.5. It's a CGC 4.5.
I was gonna buy that for you, rip it out, and tear up the spine and get it regraded.
You should really try that, yeah. Scored a nice comic deal. I'm getting some stuff graded right now. It's nice shape, 4.5, can't argue with that. I took like a $900 offer because that's what the average sold comps are around that price range. So,
nice.
Pay for the grading, pay for the comic, and move on to something else.
There you go. Speaking of paying for the comic, Dagwood number 90, Harvey Comics. And this goes to show, this gentleman bought this, and he bought another Dagwood. You know what they had in common? My listing said Dagwood sandwich.
Oh.
So he must collect Dagwood sandwich covers. For whatever reason, that is what his collectible is. And he probably goes through Dagwood comics and Blondie comics all the time when they're listed just to see, well, I made it nice and easy for him.
Yeah.
Because I specifically said Dagwood sandwich on it.
Now guess what you're going to list more of?
Any of those I find, yep. And he paid full boat, too, on it. So you cannot argue with that. Who knows? Maybe he owns a sub shop. And he takes those and he frames them up, puts them around the wall. Oh, who knows what he does with them, but for whatever reason.
Sub of the year.
There you go. That would be the sub of the year. If that's my $5 foot long, I'm not complaining. Instead of $5 long, it's $5 high.
It is true.
Or 5 foot or foot long high. There you go. I don't know at all what I'm saying. It's been a long day. Boston Record American, August 2nd, 1966. Now, Charles Whitman, Civil Rights. Now, put this up for auction at $32, I believe it was, and ended up going for $47, $46.99. This is something or other that...
I'm going to say, I got to interrupt you.
Yes.
I am shocked that stuff like this went on in the 60s, which I wasn't born, and it's still going on nowadays.
That is true. That is very
true. You just didn't hear about that then. Not that I was alive in the 60s, but...
Yeah, this is the guy ended up having and I only know this, I knew it because I learned about this in college, but then I got deep into reading about and researching about it all because I said I've heard of this case, and I don't know if they had released his name yet or not, so I just did a search at that point. This may or may not even list his name in the paper. I think it does, but I did a research on it and everything like that. But it's the kind of thing that, no disrespect to your listeners, they probably wouldn't do a good job of listing this because of the levels of research that I ended up doing to be able to get the gentleman's name, put it up, and all that kind of thing. But I got $46 out of it. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, nice.
But old newspapers do sell.
Oh, you sold it. You listed it in 1999. That's pretty good.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was a really long auction. It was a 23-year auction. Uncle Sam, U.S. Capitol, Washington, D.C. Vintage Valentine's Day card, $57 at auction. Things are selling at auction. Figure that one out. Do you remember I mentioned that I went to the local auction, high bid online, and I went and picked things up, and I bid on a lot of Valentines?
Yeah.
And I kind of went through the Valentines, and I said, I don't want to list all these. This one looks neat. I'll list this one separately. And then I took all the rest of them and listed them together in one lot. That lot didn't get bid on. This sold for $57.
Oh, nice.
I paid 30 something for the whole thing, so I'm out of it, and I've got the big lot left that'll sell at some point or other.
What are you asking in a big lot, if you don't mind me asking?
$90, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
I'm sure it's a deal at twice the price.
It would be. Uncle Sam stuff always sells, though. Definitely always does. Next up, advertising fan Chick-fil-A. Eat More Chicken 2012.
Oh, 10 years old, 11 years old.
Yep. Just goes to show, though, that you can sell some of the newer stuff. I know that generally I'm into selling the old stuff. This actually came, I was at Madison Bachville a couple of years ago, and a guy had a bunch of advertising fans, and his price was really good on them. I think he wanted like $3 each, and he goes, oh, you take them all, 75 cents each or something like that. It worked out to. And this happened to be in there. Yeah. And I made my money back off the other ones. Still got more to sell, of course. And this one just sold in there. It just happened to be in there. Now, I would never have bought this by itself because it's too new for what I usually look for.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I will go out and buy this kind of advertising.
It says a lot, though. I look at it. It says, cows can't spell.
It does say,
that might be the reason they
wanted
it.
We're not a political show. We're not going to get into the educational system of the bovine educational system. Yes. It's sorely lacking. Next up, and this was on our Instagram, so definitely do check our Instagram out if you haven't already. What is it, at $1 Million Peddlers, right?
Yes,
I believe it is. I hope so, too. Eastern Airlines, Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom, airline ticket folder, 1972. Literally just the ticket folder that it came in.
Wow.
That the tickets came in. $28. However, I believe the person bought it because they were an Eastern Airlines fan because they bought another Eastern Airline item. I was thinking it would sell for the Disney aspect, but it ended up selling. But again, literally, this was back in the day when you went and got the paper tickets.
Yeah.
It was the thing that you carried your ticket around in.
Wow.
$28 for that. Cannot argue with that. And these are, again, the kind of things you can find out there at estate sales all the time. Their vacation paperwork, this is sitting in there. Get $28. You will not pay $28 for the entire box of vacation paperwork. Next up, Northland Ski Manual, Hand Schneider Booklet, 1940, Benno Rybizka, St. Paul, Minnesota. I took $30 on this. And you were mentioning about the looking up comps. And same thing here. The guy offered me like 20 and I was asking 40, 48. I said, no. And I just declined it.
Yeah.
He came back with 30 and I was set to decline it. And then I said, let me take a look and see what else is on there.
Yeah.
And $30, there were 4 of them on there. Mine at 40, 48, somebody else at 50, somebody at 35, and somebody at 30. And I said, you know something? I'll take the 30.
Yeah.
They were. I think they were like 24 plus shipping, so it added up to 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a couple clicks because, normally, like, with that comic, I would just say, oh, no, we're $300 off. But I always tell my guys to price them higher because we do put them on sale. We do take the offers. So, yeah, it's definitely worth it. You can add 10% to your sales monthly by doing that.
Yep. And it's happened. I usually don't do that, but this one I did that on. Something, I don't know, my spider sense went off, and I said, let me check this one out and see. And I said, no, I'd rather sell it than hang on to it.
Don't be lazy. Do the research.
There you go. Sweden and America Magazine, summer 1991. And this sold just before we went on air here. Marta Mas Vegetterstrom, Sven Nordqvist. I'll say that again.
No.
Sven. Wow. $32 for this. Person paid full boat on it. Does that look like a $32 magazine to you, Mr. Magazine?
No, I'm thinking I would put 25, take 15 probably.
Yeah, and I got the full boat 32 on it. Apparently what we've learned today is Marta Mas Vegetterstrom is a hot keyword. Put her in everything that you list. I'm assuming that's a her, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, it is, bro. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. But again, that just goes to show. And again, the other thing that I'm noticing is this is 1991. I'm noticing that I'm doing better lately with newer items as opposed to the older items.
I went to school with Marta, and we used to always tease her and say Marta, you know what after that.
Mas
Something that rhymes with Marta.
Vegetterstromata?
No.
Oh, all right. And the last item we have here today is The Cats of Leslie Ann Ivory, 1993 calendar. Moderate wear on it.
Isn't that a song? Leslie Ann Ivory.
Nice.
No.
Papergoy is not the only one who makes really bad jokes on this channel, just to let you know. I bought this at an estate sale. I paid $1 for it, and they had another one as well for 1994, and the person bought the 93 and the 94.
Wow.
So I paid $2 and got $56 back on it. You cannot argue with that whatsoever. Old calendars are something that are definitely worth taking a look at. And again, 1993, I'm thinking you're making all the money because you're selling all the new stuff, and silly me deals with the old stuff. I don't think I have anything old up there today. But again, when you're at estate sales, things like that, you can pick calendars up for $1 a piece, as long as they've got some kind of subject matter on them. You don't want to do it with like the free calendar from the local union from last year. That you don't want to, or the local school calendar from last year. You don't want to pay $1 for.
No.
But any of these other calendars, well worth it. But don't sell yourself short on the price. I'm amazed how cheap a lot of people end up selling the calendars for. Take a bunch of pictures if they're opened. If they're not open, take a picture of the front and the back cover, because usually the back cover will show all 12 views. Take a bunch of pictures, put it up and wait, and a lot of times you'll end up being pleasantly surprised with what you end up getting out of a calendar. And we'd be pleasantly surprised if you hit the like button. Hopefully this helps you some, and we will see you next video.
Leslie and Ivory.
All right, we got to get ready for the live show.
Together.